Welcome to the 3 Putt Podcast, episode 3. We've got Tommy from Pull the Pin.
How's it going?
First episode with Tommy, and we've got Aaron back for his third. Apparently, Aaron just likes to hang out.
Yep.
Today, we're going to talk about the top local courses in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, within like a 45-minute drive or so. And then we are going to chat about the absolute best club to get fit for. What is most important to get fit for? That's Tommy's topic today. And then we'll finish off with, you want to explain the topic?
Sure.
I'll butcher it probably.
Sure. So it's going to be, if you were to have a four-man scramble and you took the best 4 players from that is signed to every major club company. So
like
TaylorMade,
brand ambassadors.
yeah, brand ambassadors. So like TaylorMade, Titleist, Cobra, Ping, Mizuno, or I guess there's not that many Mizuno, but
I don't think we
Strixon.
made one for Mizuno.
Yeah, like
We could
Strixon.
pick Keith Mitchell. He just
Yeah,
plays
Keith
by himself.
Mitchell's
Yeah.
the only
Yeah.
one. And Luke Donald.
Yeah.
Boy,
And-
they're
yeah.
getting killed.
Yeah, yeah, not a great start.
Yeah, but it's going to be who would win, and not only who would win, but how would things shake out?
Awesome. All right, so before we get into those topics, I visited Lancaster Indoor for the first time today. Really good time. Got to hang out with Carlo Gesner. I didn't know, and this is not a knock on Lancaster Indoor, I had no idea how spoiled I was by TrackMan.
Yeah,
Had absolutely no clue.
Yeah.
It's insane, the difference. It's not even close.
I mean we
Yeah.
talked about it last pod.
Yeah, I know,
but
but like
it's-
until you actually experience it for the first time,
Yeah,
and as somebody who has only played on TrackMan,
yeah,
like I really like.
Well, not only are you experiencing it on TrackMan, is that whether you're at Pull the Pin or whether you're at Enjoy, they're doing it right. Because you got TrackMan, you've got proper lighting, you got RCT Pro V1s. Like
Right.
you're getting the best possible situation
Yeah.
to experience a best possible indoor experience.
Absolutely, I will say like it's still indoor swings. It was still a ton of fun. Got to hang out with Carlo Gesner. Shout out to Carlo. Just had a great time, but I just had no idea how floored I would be at how much better track. I just didn't realize the gap was that big.
Right.
I knew it was
Yeah.
big, just didn't know it was that big. All right, so talking about our favorite indoor courses, obviously. We miss
Outdoor.
Andrew today. He was supposed to be here. Hope everything's good with him.
Yeah.
And hopefully, if you saw on Instagram that Enjoy was going to be here today, Andrew couldn't, and he'll hopefully be back next week or sometime in the future. Miss you, Andrew.
Missy Andrew.
Let's get right into it, though. I have a couple of ways I want to talk about the local courses.
Okay.
Right? So I'd like to pick our best 5 of each of these topics. Right? Now, Aaron's been pretty upfront. He hasn't played a ton of these courses.
I haven't
which is
played a lot
okay.
of these courses, but I feel like I'm fairly strongly opinionated on the ones I have.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Tommy has played a ton of courses. I have played a good bit myself in the area. So I want to do top 5 public. Top 3 private,
Yeah.
because there's just not as many.
Yep.
Yep.
And we haven't gotten to play as many because we're just not that lucky. You actually probably played more of those than most.
I've probably played a more private than public.
I had
Okay.
my Facebook friend. I don't think we've met in person, but he does his own YouTube channel. He was commenting that he's like, "I swear you only play private clubs." Like what? The Yeah.
And then I want to do best bang for the buck,
Oh,
right?
Okay.
That's yeah.
Which is a tough one,
that's a tough one.
especially in today's landscape.
Yep.
Right?
Well, I mean, it's also seasonal. I mean, there
Well-
are times where you're getting good deals.
No,
and
no,
times
no.
you're not.
We're this is mid-season, right? Like this
Yeah.
is part of the
prime
season,
time golf.
right?
Yep.
And I want to do favorite to play.
Okay.
So
Can I start with I have one that I am so strongly opinionated on.
okay.
My favorite, not only my favorite, but I think probably one of the best public courses around is Iron Valley. I freaking love Iron Valley. Like just, I don't know what it is. I played there last summer. I played there probably like 6 times, and it's like an hour drive for me.
It is a hike for you,
but yeah.
Southern Envoy, yeah.
But Iron Valley is just, I think you get a little bit of everything. You get elevation changes. You get really cool kind of overlooks, like the par 3 hole 10, 11, 12. Hole 12, the par,
Yeah.
like that's a great par 3, followed by a really
That
cool
par
par 5. I think that back stretch where you're going the dog leg right up the hill, I love that hole. I just think Iron Valley in general, I would like to put that out there. Iron Valley is my pick for not only favorite, but one of the best public
I'm
courses.
fine with that. I think Iron Valley, there's a lot, I have a lot of mixed emotions. I've had a lot of good rounds at Iron Valley. I've had a lot of very bad rounds at Iron Valley. And not because of the course. It's just,
it's a tough track.
There's a tough track. When the wind blows, it gets even harder. I swear I've never played 2 good 9s there. I've always played either the front 9 well, and you go to the wood area and you can't drive the ball, or you play terrible on the front, and all of a sudden you get to the wood area and you're good. There's no in between. I think they made some good changes recently. The one thing I'd like to shout out at Iron Valley the best is no one runs a event or a scramble as well as Iron Valley. That's without a fact.
I got
without a doubt.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that. I think it's a great course. It's got to be up there for the top public in the area. One of the reasons that it is that it's 2 different courses, right?
Yeah.
So like Tommy talked about, you play the links side, the front 9, and you drive the ball, and you can be a little free with the driver, and then you get in the back 9, and you got to get tight. Mm-hmm. And I think that's why people don't play 2 good 9s there, obviously. But that's definitely, I'm going to just go ahead and say no matter where we go, that's a top 3 public course.
Yeah. Yep.
Right? So if we're going to try and put together our 5.
Yeah.
That's definitely in the top 3.
I feel comfortable saying that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would also like to say I've never had a great round there. Like I've shot consistently, like I think my best round there is like 76. So I haven't like put together a really good round.
Well, another thing I love is they have a true championship set of tees.
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do.
They have a 7,000 yards that plays 7,000 yards, which I think is for not a lot of people care about that, but I think it's nice just to occasionally challenge yourself that way, especially if you're a scratch golfer or because you go and play around there and you're like, if you shoot 72 from the tips there, you're like,
that's
saying something.
Great round. Yeah.
You shoot 70 or 72 at Overlook, you're like, did I really I'm not
into that.
I'm not writing an Instagram post about that, or I'm not posting that.
Well, maybe you're not.
Hey, I'll take 70 pretty much anywhere.
Absolutely. So Tommy, Iron Valley's on the list. Throw one on there.
I'm a big links guy. I think all the best courses.
Darn it, you're going to take mine. I know you are.
I think all of the best courses in the Lancaster, York area are links style. I hope I'm not taking yours. But
you are. I already know where you're going.
We're going to Royal Manchester.
Yep.
Of course. For a lot of the same reasons. Championship set of tees. Doesn't play as long as Iron Valley, I don't think. I love that they've done with the fescue.
So much danger.
I love what they've done with the fescue. The fact that they've changed it to red instead of lost ball, I think it makes it a much more fair course. And also, they've cut it back enough where that if you hit it into the fescue, you earned it. You don't ever hit a good drive there and just sneak your way into the fescue. I think it's a lot like Bent Creek with the outbalance as the fescue. It feels tighter than it is. Mm-hmm. If you know the lines you're supposed to take, and if you hit a reasonably good golf shot, you're going to have a second shot. If you don't have a second shot, you earned it.
Yeah.
When it hasn't been, I would not talk negatively about Royal Manchester. They've been so great to pull the pin. We did some promotion with them in the past and everything, but there were times when I first went to Royal Manchester that I would have said those were the best greens I'd put on, period.
Yep.
Public or private. I haven't felt that way about them in previous years. I just don't think they've ramped them up like that. I've never played a York Am or Open there. I hear that they get crazy for that. But when those greens are perfect, and they're never unfair. I've never played them where they're unfair, but it's literally to the point where you hit your line and it is going to go in. Because they're so smooth, so fast. So Royal Manchester for me is right there. I would rate it over Iron Valley.
So it is by far my favorite public course. I would play it more if it was closer.
Yeah.
I have
not to mention if you are looking for a place to be a member, it's extremely reasonably priced. You get an excellent practice area, great golf course, okay range, not the best range, but okay. And I believe they have some pretty good instruction there as well.
Well, I was going to go to the practice facility. I actually the range doesn't bother me at all. The fact that they have the short game area that they have is just fantastic. The other piece to that course for me is I have my best ever 9-hole total there. I shot 33 on the front 9 there, and it's just a ton of fun. I fancy myself a good putter, and when I get hot with the putter, that's a good place to get hot with it. I also just enjoy links courses in general.
Yep.
I don't know what it is. My eyes hate trees, so when there's no trees around, I don't seem to hit them. So Royal Manchester is definitely a top 3 one for me.
I'm okay with that, and like I said, I haven't played a lot of courses. I played Royal Manchester one time, and it was years ago. Like I don't remember. If you told me a hole, I wouldn't remember what the hole was. But the greens when I played there, like what Tommy said, were probably the best public course greens I've ever seen. Like it's just so. Even only playing it once, like it does stick out to me as like.
And it gets a lot of play.
So
the fact that it's as good as it is on a typical, like we often play it on Wednesdays. Right, in our league, we play it usually twice a year. And I've never played around there, even when the greens like recovering from punching, where I was like, I wish I hadn't played golf here.
Yeah.
So I think we can agree. Like we'll say like Royal Manchester 1A, Iron Valley 1B.
I'm gonna keep it in 2 for now. I think if depending on how far out we're willing to go, there might be. I have 2 other courses in mind that are.
Well, I mean, I haven't even gotten to pick one yet.
Well, I'm just saying, depending on where we go with this list, I think there are potential ones that could beat it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
right. I mean, Tommy knows how I feel about this course. I'm very hit or miss down there, but I've played some of my best golf down there.
I have a guess.
And I think Pilgrim's Oak is just absolutely.
I was going to take one of your picks either way.
Top tier courses. Like the big thing with Pilgrims, the only knock I have on Pilgrims is I think if they ever sped the greens up, that place could be devastating. The greens are always they're not slow, but they're not super fast. I think, but the layout, the design, the variety of hole, the par 3s none of the par 3s are easy par 3s. They're all challenging.
Number 12 is an iconic hole.
Absolutely.
That is the signature hole.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would throw Pilgrims into the mix here in these top 5. That would be a big one for me.
I wholeheartedly agree.
The biggest knock I have on Pilgrim's Oak is there are some pin placements that are just dumb.
Yeah.
Even if they're slow, whoever designed 15 green should not be allowed to design golf courses anymore. Like that's atrocious.
So I have to tell a story. It's one of the best shots I ever hit. It was in league play. I was it was on the top tier, and I was up on the rough. And it was like, there's just no way I was keeping it up there. And I hit the silkiest flop shot and sat right next to the hole.
No, you hit a flop shot good?
Me? Yeah. No, I don't hit flop shots.
Wait, are you left-handed or something?
And I'm trying to, I think I was playing with Brandon in league, and Brandon just looked at me and just shook his head like, that's just not supposed to
And
happen.
you probably had shanked one beforehand.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There's a reason I was up there.
But I mean, there's no one that's more volatile during a round of golf than, especially in league play.
Yeah, I can look like a scratch golfer one moment and look like a 25 handicap the next.
Probably the most adventurous 79, 81 of all time.
Yep. And those numbers are going to be a bit lower this year.
Yeah, I love that.
I would say that Pilgrims has more recently snuck. Like I didn't play it until a year ago for the first time. So when I first got into golf, I was fortunate enough to be able to play Tanglewood during COVID for free. Just go out and walk every day. And obviously Pilgrims is down that way. So after going from kind of exclusively playing Tanglewood for about a year to going to Pilgrims for the first time, I was like, oh, like that's a whole different level. I would say a whole other tier up.
I feel like that course fits your game so well.
What? Which one?
Pilgrims.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're gonna break par this year, you could go down to Pilgrims in the first round of the year outside your break par there.
But I think on just about every green at Pilgrims, and this is why for me it's probably 4 on this list, and depending where we go, maybe even 5. I think almost every green has a pin that's borderline illegal, and they use them.
Yeah, and that
one front right they use, and that you miss it, it goes off the right side of the green. 2, back right. I mean, like it's breaking like 9 feet, and then if you miss, it runs like
Yeah.
way to the left. Back.
Two's just one of the hardest greens in golf.
Any pin on 3 that's on the left side of the green.
2 and 3 are the
would
greens that really stand out to me. But I'm sorry.
It's one of the tougher opens. One of the tougher opening stretches in
Yep.
Lancaster.
Yeah, you're looking to go par at best.
Yeah.
All right.
But I mean, I could keep going. I mean, like, and then I think you're fine until like 7 again. Like that back tier is kind of stupid, and then like.
But see, I think the one thing I like about that is that the course layout is fun, but it's not overly difficult.
No.
So they need to defend themselves with those green complexes. Now, I do agree. Some of them are borderline illegal. The cup isn't level, but so I like where you're at with that. I don't mind that being 4 or 5. Who's next? We gonna go back to you, or we snake draft?
I have one that I would like to nominate. I don't think it's up there at the top, but I think it could sneak into 4 or 5, and that would be Fox Chase. I think and the reason that I say, and I don't think it's my favorite layout for a course. I'm not going to say that, but I went there probably 7 or 8 times last year, and there was not one time where that course wasn't in phenomenal shape.
Yeah,
it just as far as straight conditions wise.
I think if you're talking course conditions, it's probably higher than Pilgrim's Oak. If you're
Which is amazing for the amount of play it gets.
It's
I mean, their new superintendent is phenomenal.
So
excellent. I agree. I played Fox. I mean, Bent Creek was closed a lot this year. I found myself playing Fox Chase often. It has again a long enough set of tees. It plays long. The greens were excellent. And I don't want to get myself in trouble here because I know, like, I'm in the golf realm, but like the overall experience from price to maybe the people that are the people that you're interacting with, throughout your transaction, maybe aren't the most pleasant. And I mean, I have a hard time swallowing the fact that they have rounds at Fox Chase that exceed go into 3 figures.
I mean that,
and that's a factor.
So
it is a factor.
I'm gonna jump in here. I think Fox Chase is a very nice course. I also think it is flat.
Yep.
I don't think you have to be a very good golfer to play there, to play well there. Like, I'm not saying that you need to be, if you're a 25 handicap, you're going to go shoot 75.
Yeah,
but I think that you can knock it around that course. You can have a bad day as a good golfer and still shoot a score. I also, as somebody who's not as affiliated with the golf world, they are insane. To be sending people off the front and back, risking the conditions of your course, which they have not had a problem with yet.
Yeah, again, I would like to reiterate, superintendent.
The course is in great shape every time I'm there. And then to charge the astronomical fee that they are charging for a course that is nice.
Yeah, I don't have a problem saying this. I've never gone somewhere where they're told me, don't play too fast. Because if you play in under 2 hours, you're going to wait on 10T.
Right.
That is absurd. Guess what? If you ask people to play in 3:30, you don't have to send them off both tees because the people are getting around.
Yeah.
Like, and I get it. I understand. I'm in the business. At the end of the day, they're a for-profit business. I'm sure they've ran the numbers. I'm sure they found, hey, look, customer satisfaction might be down, but it's worth the amount of money, extra money we're going to make. I understand that. Personally, I rather have a 5-star experience than maximize profits, but that's just me.
I'm unless somebody changes my mind drastically, they're out of the top 5 just because they're trying to beat the product into the ground.
I mean, I just don't think they have the fan or customer experience at the forefront.
I appreciate the layout, that it's not like the same hole over and over again, but none of the holes stand out to me.
I'd agree. I think the
17's about the only one that I think is really cool because like you can take on the water a little bit and maybe get after the green from like the blues or the whites.
Yeah.
But visually, it's not.
It's not visual.
Well, it's too flat to be visually cool.
I do think the 1 par 3 over the water school after the par 5. I don't know.
Well, hole 8's nice. Hole 8's a nice hole.
I think it's cool.
Yeah, that's a cool hole. What commercial is on right now? What is happening? Anyway, all right, Tommy, what's your next pick? We've got 3 right now, right?
Yeah.
Or 2.
I
think we have 3 in the top 5. We have Pilgrims, Iron Valley, and Royal
So we
Manchester.
got 2 to go. I would like. I wouldn't say Bully Rock. I think that's outside of our. I think that's too far.
I've never played Bully Rock.
It's a little outside,
but
so is one of the private courses that I'm going to throw in there that I've gotten.
Okay, because I think it's a little too far outside of 40. It's not like 48. It's like definitely like over an hour.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave that one out, but I will 100% say Wingcoat.
Yep, bang, yeah, absolutely. In fact, I would say that
I would say that's 1.
It's close. I mean,
it's better than
and
Royal.
you haven't gotten to play down there yet, have you?
Nope.
We got to take Aaron to Wingcoat this year. That is one of the most fun, difficult, creative, cool, well-designed, all those things. And you don't have to pay $1,000 to play it.
It's like 90, but you don't like not to keep bringing back up the previous course, but you pay 90 at one course, you're like those mother. But you pay 90 at Wingcoat, you're like that's all I gotta pay.
If it's a nice enough course, I have no problem paying a premium to play it.
I remember the first time I played the course was in league 3 years ago, and I remember it was our U.S. Open, quote unquote. And I had to play it. I was hurt, my back, I had screwed it up. I ended up playing really well. I shot 80 in pretty tough conditions, and I just remember walking away from it and being like, I felt like I played multiple courses in one day, and some of the holes, like hole 18. Or is it 18 is the one that comes back to the club?
That's the snaking one. Yeah, 9 is the last. Is the straight out to the left and then back up to the clubhouse on the right. Clubhouse is on your right.
Yeah.
That's 9.
Okay, yeah, because we always play the back first, right? Yeah.
Often.
The 9th hole is like one of the coolest holes ever. It's such a difficult par 5.
Yeah.
Like, and you can hit it anywhere.
Yeah.
You might lose your ball, but you can hit it just about anywhere. It's just awesome. And that's a great course.
True
Is it long?
3-shot hole.
You can play it long.
7,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have one of the funniest golf stories I have ever had on Wingcoat. So we're playing the back 9 first. We're starting out on a 10. It's a par 5. It's straight out. The green shares a green. It's a U-shaped green. It has the 9th hole, a big long area that you'd never put a pin in, but somehow they connect the greens, and then an identical green on the opposite side for 1. And we're playing, it's me, Brandon, and John Bailey. And we all lay up, or I go for it in 2, like just right in front. I think Brandon's also down there, and John says, is that the pin over there? And I'm like, well, yeah, obviously, like it's right in front of you,
I've
right?
heard this story.
It's like the whole straight.
Yeah.
The whole straight. Well, he's looking across the pond at the pin on 1. And he hits this shot, and Brendan and I go, what the fuck did you just say? I don't even know if we're supposed to say that on the pod, but like I'm like,
it's all right.
I'm like,
it's
what?
It's
No,
the
but
first
like,
F-bomb.
no, but
we'll
that
let it slip.
there was no other way to like describe it. Like he hits it, and you're like, did he just like? You're like, did he shank it? But it sounded like he pured it.
Yeah.
And he lands over there, and he's just like, and we're looking at him like, John, what was that? And he's like, well, it was a pretty good shot. I'm just off the green. And we're like, John, our pin's over here. And we're like, he had just seen us both go for the green. So it's not like he was the first to go.
Guinea pig,
Like we just both hit like in 2, went for it. But like we're right in front. So he thought we would have to have like played like a 50-yard shot over water. And that's where we left ourselves. And we're like, no, it's the pin that's directly in front of our balls. And he proceeds to make 7, and he's just like, I'm such an idiot. Like, he has to, and it's cart path only because it's often cart path only.
Yes, it is.
So he has to walk all the way around the green to go back on the 1. There's a group. I've never been so dumbfounded on a golf course. And I make fun of him all the time about it, and he's like, yeah, I deserve it. Like, senior citizen moment, like, But no.
I think Wingcoat.
Talking about Fox Chase not having iconic holes, there you could pick 4 or 5 on that course.
Absolutely. The par 3 or the par 4 into the par 3 off the back. So you go 10 par 5, 11 the long par 4,
which is the brutal hole.
Brutal hole because it's always into the wind.
Always in the wind. Tips play 450.
And then you play a really cool little par 4 coming back, and then a par 4 along the road.
Yeah.
And the par 3 down. It's just a ton of fun to play.
Yeah.
And unlike Royal Manchester, you can hit good drives there that get punished.
Yes, you can.
It's just a demanding course. I'm going to be playing my Philly AM qualifier there later this year.
Nice.
So, or at least I plan to sign up for that.
So I'm okay putting that as number one. I hadn't even really thought about that as a public course in the area. You haven't played it. Are you okay with that?
I'm okay with it. If you guys both vouch for it, I'm okay with it.
If you've played Royal Manchester, I'm putting it above Royal Manchester.
All right, so we have 4 now. We need a 5th, and we need to.
I'm okay reordering them later, but I mean, for me, of the 4 we've named, I think it goes Wingcoat, Royal Manchester, Iron Valley, Pilgrim's Oak.
Okay, yeah. All right.
I have a question. I don't think it should be in the top 5. I've just played it so much, and I have such strong feelings about it. I need to know your guys' opinions. What do you guys think about cross gates?
Tommy hates it.
I hate it. I
love Jason. I love Jason at cross gates. I love
Jason too.
I love so many people that play cross gates regularly.
Yeah.
Nobody in this room has played cross gates more than me.
Probably fact.
I can't tell you the last time I played it where I paid golf to play there.
Well, listen, I'm gonna put it this way. I'm not a golfer if it's not for cross gates.
Yep.
So I started my golf life there. My buddy was the assistant pro. Yep. I got a job doing some tree work for them when I was running my own business, and literally played 400 rounds of golf at cross gates in a 2-year span.
Yep.
I went from not being able to break 100 to being a guy that was, a teens handicap in a 2-year span because I got done with work. I didn't have kids. I wasn't married yet. I know every in and out of that golf course.
Yep.
I think that Chris Martin does a fantastic job keeping the place in shape. I just don't. I can't do it anymore because it takes forever to play.
Yeah.
It is so penal. There are so many areas that you lose balls, and it's so played, and guys take so long to play it because they can't find their ball.
Yep.
Especially along the right side of every hole.
Every hole.
And
every hole.
So that makes it tough. I love the course though. Jason's fantastic. Chris Martin has been phenomenal to me. Those guys have all been so good to me.
Cross gates went off both sides.
What's that?
Imagine if cross gates went off both sides.
Oh my gosh, no. So I love the course.
I used to work there. I know Jason. Great dude.
I've known most of the pros over the last 10 years.
Yeah, I've played the course a good amount. One of my first jobs was in the cart room there, so I know the course well, and I would agree that they do a great for how much play there is there.
It's
incredible. They keep it in pretty good shape. My least favorite layout in Lancaster, and it's not particularly close.
I mean, a $40,000 investment in a Ranger would make them, with the dividends, would be so much higher because they could get so much more play if it didn't take 6 hours to play there.
Yeah, it's fair.
I have a course that I would put in the top 5 if they could keep it in good shape because it's so old.
If you say it, I swear to God.
It's so old and it's so fun to play, and it's not what you think I'm going to say.
I swear if you say it, I'm walking out.
I wish that it was just in better shape, and that's Galen Hall. Galen Hall is...
God, I don't have to walk out.
Wait, what?
He thought I was going to say Donegal Highlands.
Yeah, if you would have said
Dolphin Highlands.
Well, no, same thing. Terrible.
I mean, but Galen Hall is just such a fun course to play. It's on the side of a mountain. It's an old design. It's quirky, but man, they just can't keep it in shape.
Never played Galen Hall. They have a
Are you serious?
Very funny social media account.
I've also never played Galen Hall.
Whoever runs their social media account wouldn't say he's like a social media expert.
Well, he comes in. The guy who's running the place comes in to pull the pin all the time.
Does he?
He's friends with Dan.
No.
Yeah.
And I mean that course is just a lot of fun. He posts
very often. He works very hard at his job, and I'm the only reason I don't even know where Galen Hall is. To be honest.
It's in Reading, just outside of Reading. It's a hike. It's probably on the border of that 45-minute run.
Yep.
But we should go up there and play.
Okay.
I think
if you suggest a course and say let's go play, I'm gonna go play.
Mm-hmm. If not for any other reason, just to see this old layout.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna get there and this is what you're gonna say to yourself. Holy crap. People played this course with really old clubs.
With persimmon woods.
Exactly. Yeah. And it's fun because you've got to be creative. You've got to do some things where you're like, I can't just hammer driver here because driver goes too far, and they've stretched it out a little bit. So, but I don't think that can be 5. We need a better 5.
I'd like to make a nomination for our 5th spot.
Great, because we got to keep moving.
Conditions-wise, I don't think it is, but I think layout, it's a course I always enjoy playing. Personally, it's a course I play well. Honey Run.
Oh, I've played there once. I've only played there once.
I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in. I like that as 5. Of the York courses that I've had to play over the last couple of years, it's a ton of fun. Honey Run is
Another great group of people that run that course. I've always had a great time.
Yep.
The bar there is iconic. It's not a nice bar.
Get you in trouble.
But that U-shaped bar, I've had a lot of good memories there.
Absolutely. Yep.
Are they memories?
That was my.
They are vaguely.
That was my first career Masters League victory.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
won back-to-back Masters there.
All right.
You guys get jackets or?
I wish.
No. But I'm a 5-time major champion. Thank you very much.
I'm a one-time FedEx Cup champion. All right.
I got 2 of those too.
So, top 3 private courses in the area. Listen, we need to be careful with this, and only because there are some that really borderline the time limit of how long it takes to get there. Like Saucon Valley, Philly Cricket Club, they are not close enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't expect them to be.
I'm just throwing it out
never
there.
played either.
Okay. Aaron, let's start with you. Favorite private club?
Okay. I will at some point go on a tangent about media. I've been a member there for a while now, but it's not anymore. It's not in my top 3, but I will let you know at some point I will be going on a tangent.
Okay.
But my number 1, I had the privilege of caddying there for 3 years. Got to play it on Mondays, played in the caddy there. Lancaster Country Club is just, it's...
I don't know that there's one that we're going to come up with that's better. Ledge Rock would be the only one close, and I don't think it's better.
But
that's so difficult.
Lancaster, I could go on and on about Lancaster. It's such a well-designed golf course. Like you have every ability to go low there. They make it obviously very, very tough. But you can go low there. Also, obviously, we saw in the U.S. Open, you can make big numbers. And I would like to defend Nelly. I've caddied there for 3 years, and I saw countless.
I would like to make my shout out to her, and if she sees this,
I'd like to shoot my shot on the podcast against 20 views.
I've seen hundreds or thousands of golf shots on that hole, and I've played that hole a bunch of times. It's the one shot at Lancaster that I still have absolutely no clue what's right. I have absolutely no idea.
Carlo, my guy, said sound is good, beers look better.
Yeah. Carlo, we need to talk.
So Lancaster, that hole in particular is just such a, it's get your 3 and get the frick out of there. But Lancaster will always be probably number 1. There would be one other course that I would make a case for just off personal preference, but Lancaster is absolutely my favorite.
So my Ledge Rock is awesome. So if you want to talk about Ledge Rock.
Nope, you go ahead. I have a different one in mind.
Okay, so.
And it's for the 3rd spot.
Lancaster is my number 1. I think Ledge Rock would be number 2 for me.
Have you played Lancaster, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, a good bit of times. I've been fortunate there. Anyway, Ledge Rock is just really cool. The layout's cool. It's a difficult course. I don't think the green complexes are as nice as Lancaster's.
Dude.
Which is why I don't put them in the same category.
I really struggle with this. I agree with you guys. I think Lancaster's number 1. There's no golf course I enjoy more playing than Ledge Rock. You can play it from 6,000 yards. You can play it from 7,400 yards. It still presents its own challenges. But I think the same can be said for LCC. No, LCC gets tremendously easier the further you go up. I haven't played it very short. You play it at 6,000, which I had to in the Men of Iron event. I played okay and shot 68. Okay. You play the best round I've shot from the member tees is 70, and the best I've shot from the black, where I feel like I played exceptionally well, was 74. Okay. So that's Yeah, that goes from playing okay to being 2 under to playing really well and being 4 over. That's
Yeah.
I've hit some of my favorite shots of all time at LCC, like hole 8 up the hill, from the back with
That's brutal.
blistering wind in my face on June 15th, my birthday, with 2 of my best friends and one of like a close family friend, and I put it to like a 1.5 feet.
What'd you hit? You had to hit like hybrid.
I hit 4 hybrid.
Yeah,
like it was a 204-yard shot.
And into wind, it plays every bit of like 220.
215,
yeah.
220.
Yeah.
And it's like one of the best shots I've ever hit in my life. And I did it like in the most ridiculous conditions. So like I just have moments like that at LCC.
Yeah.
I don't have those at Ledge Rock. And I haven't played Ledge Rock as many times. So like that's
Lancaster. I mean, Aaron and I had a pretty cool experience last year playing the semi and finals of match play with him on the bag. So I have memories like that. I've been to match play finals there twice. I haven't won it yet.
this year.
Hopefully this year.
Not if I have anything to say about it.
Yeah, right. No, I think I would.
Come on.
We would have a good match. Yeah. I think from the tips, and you get it in any kind of normal shape, it's definitely excellent. I think there's too many times where they punch a lot, so you can catch it on bad days. But I mean, Ledge Rock to me is very much like Royal Manchester. The first time I played Ledge Rock, I was like, oh my God, these are the best greens I've ever played on in my life. And I haven't had that experience with it recently. Again, for whatever reason, they slowed them down, whatever. They're very undulated. But I mean, the only
we're 40 minutes into this topic,
the bar there is excellent. The practice area is excellent. The golf course is excellent. The only reason I will put Lancaster over Ledge Rock as number 17 is the dumbest hole ever at Ledge Rock. Just so bad.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I mean, there's just no good way to play it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We need a third. You said you have
I have it. They're definitely in the third slot. Very expensive, very short. Berkshire Country Club, and if
Berkshire is so much fun,
and if Andrew was here, he would 100% back me.
Yeah, I'm gonna back you on that one. Berkshire is a ton of fun. You haven't gotten to play there, have you?
No, and I have one that I would eventually would argue for 3.
So yeah, Berkshire.
I mean, those greens are just unreal.
They really are.
I mean, I would say better than Lancaster. Not the complexes. How good they ran.
I
mean, I was going to say
they are
green
perfect.
complexes. There's nothing that's going to top Lancaster for me.
Aaron, what is yours? Because I wholeheartedly agree. We'll shout out Andrew on that one. But
first of all, I want to shout out Lebanon. I don't think it's going to make the top 3, but it's awesome. I really like it as a private course. Yeah. But my favorite private course to play around here is Hershey West. Hershey West.
I hate Hershey.
You hate Hershey West? Hershey West.
No, and
just everything, just the history. I feel like I'm playing a piece of history when I play it. I really like the layout. I like that it's quirky.
But that's 95% of the charm.
It's awesome, though.
It's not.
I feel like I get a different feeling when I drive into Hershey than when I do to Lancaster.
So,
I really do.
Oh man, no,
wow.
no
I
chance.
Really do. I also visit Lancaster every day.
Right.
Summer.
So
I mean,
Hershey West, I have.
That's out there statement.
I have serious scar tissue at Hershey West, which affects my vision at this.
I didn't make a bogey until my 28th hole playing Hershey West. And I still, so I mean, that's about as good as it gets, right? I mean, you just never make bogey on a course, but no, that course is, I'm not saying it's a bad course.
No, it's a nice course. We're talking top 3 private
hype,
courses.
And those greens are not that good.
Hershey East is the worst course in the world.
I've played Hershey East once, and it was not my favorite thing.
All right.
Hershey West is a liability when it comes to the greens.
I like Hershey West. It's a cool course. You're right. There's history there. I can't have it in the top 3. Right now, I think our top 3 is about perfect. Mm-hmm. The only thing I would say is if we were traveling a little further out, I've had the opportunity to play Saucon Valley. I've played all 3 courses there. If you get the opportunity, do it. Just go.
Other caveat, never played Country Club of York.
Yeah,
so I can't
either.
So I can't. So
one of my
that
best
might
friends,
be in the top 3.
Yep.
I did just sign up to play my U.S. Open qualifier there. So I'm looking forward to getting my head beat in there.
My one of my good buddies, Eric, caddied for his buddy there in a qualifier and says that it was absolutely awesome.
So that would be my only caveat. I think there are some runners up. There's definitely some honorable mentions that I'll just list. I think you got to do Outdoor Country Club as an honorable mention.
Yep.
Lebanon Country Club you already mentioned. I don't think Bent Creek. I just think with the layout, it's not. And I'm a member at Bent Creek. I don't think you. I think from a condition standpoint, yes, but from a layout, it's too penalizing for the average golfer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with all those statements. All right, so I don't think we need top 5 for these, but best bang for the buck.
See, here's the thing: is like I'm not gonna go cheapest. I'm gonna go value.
No, yeah, because
cheapest would be
best
cheapest would be
I
didn't say cheapest.
Yeah, I know, but like I think a lot of people will immediately go, "This is the course I played the cheapest at." I'm
Yeah,
like, okay, but it's garbage.
Then go play Evergreen.
Yeah.
Hey, Evergreen. Hey, if you're just getting into golf, Evergreen's not the worst place to go.
Please go to Evergreen if you're just getting into golf.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go a place that we haven't talked about yet. Four Seasons.
Yeah, I'm in for that. I like Four Seasons a lot.
You just broke me because that was not where I was going to go, but you're not wrong. It's absolutely the best bang for the buck.
Not expensive, fair layout. Anyone can play there.
The only thing I hate about it is their bullshit par 5s now. Like
Just one of them is bullshit.
no, there's 2. 17 should not be a par 5.
Oh,
17 was the hardest par 4 in the county before that.
No, hole 9 at Conestoga is the hardest par 4 in the county.
Wait, that's because you can't hit driver.
Right, but 17 was not the hardest par 4 in the county. It was a tough par 4, but I don't think it's long enough to be a par 5.
500-yard hole.
It's 470.
hey, 16 at media is 480 and it's par 4 uphill.
That plays short.
No, it does not.
You get it up over that.
If you get it up over that.
Last time I played it, I went driver gap way.
Anyway.
We are consensus. Four Seasons is absolutely that.
Yeah,
that,
I'm
that
in for
answer.
Four
I love it. All right, worst bang for the buck.
I mean, I feel like we already covered it.
No, it's absolutely Highlands Donegal. Worst
I've never played Highlands Donegal.
I mean, if anyone ever actually gave, and I don't mind saying this because I don't care if they like fuck the guy from Pull the Pin. If anyone ever gave a shit about that golf course,
Oh, it'd be so good.
it would be so good.
It's such a
You
shame.
cannot convince me that whoever's running that cares about their golf course.
It's such a shame because they do a couple of things.
They're not even allowed to host Lenko events anymore because of multiple reasons.
But it's the big shame is that the layout could be so perfect, and if anybody put any money into it, it'd be a great course. You can stretch it out. There
Gave a slate like care at all about it.
right. The tough thing there is I'll pay to play there because they do 10-minute tee times, and I've never played in over 4 hours.
See, that is something to consider.
Because everyone's rushing to get home.
Well, no, if you go there on a Saturday and you take some beers with you, or even want to have some beers that you buy there, like you're gonna have a good time. Like,
I went to a D3 school. I can have fun with beer anywhere.
I
Doesn't mean
just-
I want to play golf there.
I'm just telling you the fact that like I got 2 kids and a wife that I can't like stay at a golf course until 8 o'clock on a Saturday. If I can go in there and play in 3 hours and 45 minutes, have 2 beers and be leaving in 4 hours and 15 minutes, that is a different thing. Now, I don't disagree with you.
Still worst bang for your buck.
I have a
It's usually not cheap either.
worst bang.
It's not that bad. It's
$55 is too much to play that golf course.
not when you're paying 90 to play Fox Chase at the same time.
I would rather pay 90 to play Fox Chase.
Never, no chance. That course is so boring.
But at least the conditions
I would
are
have
good.
one that I feel like I'm cheating on somebody, but media just raised the gate. Then I know it's private, but they just raised their guest membership or the guest fee. It was $51, which was perfect. You could bring guests all the time, and I think they got too much guest play, which is why they're doing it. But they raised it to I think 73.
That's still not outrageous.
But
The fact that Conestoga is
Yeah, but if I'm
85 at kind of
yeah,
outrageous.
I don't know. But if I'm paying
right.
that much, yeah.
I'm gonna throw one here. And
For worst,
Yeah, worst bang for the buck is Royal Oaks.
No, absolutely not. I disagree with that wholeheartedly.
That course is underwater every time I go to it.
It's wet, but it's a great layout. It's a fun course.
Oh my god, I've never played it where it's not flooded.
I've never played there.
It's fine. I think it's a good
What
course.
is it to play there?
I disagree.
What is
It
it?
never cost anything to play there. I played there for like $30.
Dude, the last time I played there was 62
That's okay.
on a weekend. Like-
That's fine for me.
All right,
There.
well,
I'm not consensus with that.
You're gonna drive the hour, spend a tank of gas, $62, and play a course that's underwater with a terrible practice facility.
Practice facility is not good, but I think the course itself is fun.
I don't agree. I have to go up there twice a year for high school golf. It is the worst course in the state of Pennsylvania.
Well, we all have our. Well, we all have our
also-
own.
You've played Donegal Islands and Donegal. That's what you're telling me.
I hate Royal Oaks. It is my least favorite course that I've
You've
ever
played
played.
7, 8, 9, correct? At Donegal Islands
Yes,
and Donegal?
I have.
I'm just
I'm a
double checking. I don't know if you only played 15 of the holes or not. But,
Dude, I hate Royal Oaks.
all right, that's fine.
You okay?
I'm leaving my mic here. I got to pee so bad.
Oh boy. The date was the date. All right. All right. I think we've beaten that to death.
Yep.
And we're just going to disagree there.
3 topics in 10 minutes.
We haven't stuck to that since episode 1.
It's fun.
Our second
We're having too
topic
much fun, you know.
is going to be our second putt is the best,
What is-
most important club to
Yes.
get fit
What is
for.
the most important club to get fit for? So, I'd like to I'm gonna actually kind of humor you for a little bit. And
Okay.
just, if you had to guess as a consumer, what would you say is the first club you're gonna get fit for?
I don't think I'm your normal consumer.
Okay, well, what's the first club you would want to get fit for?
For me, I need to get fit for a driver because that's the biggest problem I have in my
What do you
game.
think the average person is gonna say?
Irons.
Yeah, I mean, I would put that third probably.
And I'm going to bet that your answer is putter.
Nope.
Really?
Nope. You would see. That's what I expect you to say.
So no,
that-
I wouldn't say that just because
Not you, but I think that's what the normal person would be like.
Right.
Oh, you're gonna say putter because it's putt for show or putt for dough.
no, I already
The,
put
du-
for dough.
the dumbest, least accurate phrase is drive for show, putt for dough.
Right.
For the average golfer.
Absolutely.
You know,
I agree.
I'm talking now. When I talk about what's the most important club to get fit for, I'm talking about it from the 10 to 30 handicap.
Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Because, and let me break it down for you. So the first thing you said is that you'd say it'd be irons. Okay. Well,
For the normal consumer, yes.
for the normal consumer. First of all, most normal consumers either A, are too long where they're hitting, or they're long enough where they're hitting mostly wedges in, or if they're short, they're probably not even playing a lot of irons. They're probably playing hybrids anyway.
We're talking most.
We're talking most important driver. So I'd like to hear your opinion on this. What you've been now fitting for almost a year,
Yeah.
9 months.
Yeah.
You've worked under me. We've done a lot of mentorship and stuff.
Yep.
What would you say is the most important club to get fit for?
I think there's a right answer, and I think there's a fun answer. I think the right answer is putter.
Okay.
But I think I would say driver over irons personally, because I think that
That went in.
golf is like, if you can't get off the tee, you will not have fun playing golf.
Right.
Like, it's not like if you can hit a really good drive and kind of hack your way to the green.
Allie says, shout out Berkshire. Sorry.
But if you can get off the tee well, you can hack your way to the green. I think it's a lot harder the other way around versus like if you're going OB or you're dribbling it off the tee. Like, that's just not.
That was
a good
my
time.
answer.
Like, it's
I
not.
thought that I agreed that driver for me specifically was the big one.
Right. So let me break this down for you. Putter is not the number one answer.
No?
Putter is the number 2 answer. So
Behind.
driver.
Okay. Yeah.
9 would.
Okay. No. So
Tommy
Ty
Fleetwood.
had said irons. Now in a full bag fitting, we start with irons because we like to be able to mold. We want to know what's the longest iron we're going to play and the shortest iron we're going to play,
Yeah.
so we can figure out where to go from
Set
there.
makeup. Yep.
If you were to do a full bag fitting in pieces, I'm not talking like you come in the next day and get fit, but like I'm going to get fit for the most important club, then the next important club, then the next important club, and then the next important club until you finish your bag. 100% it should be driver first. And from a strokes gain standpoint, it's almost undeniable. So, I'm talking about, I told Ty this, I'm talking for players 10 handicap to 30.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then yes, I would agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, driver, 100%.
You know, if you're talking tour pros, probably. I still think it's probably driver, but you might make the argument putts because it's like
that's how you score.
You know, 1/10 plus putt can mean hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yep.
But strokes gain wise, it's undeniably the driver because. And now let me break it down. I'm not going to bore you guys with stats, but like let me just say this real quick. Like give you an example of this. If you keep the ball in play 100% of the time, and say you hit 18 greens and 3 putt every green, you shoot 90.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you are on 14 of the 18 holes, meaning the ones you hit driver, either chipping out or re-teeing or taking a penalty and reaching the green in 3 or 4 and 2 putting, you are now shooting worse than if you hit every green and 3 putt.
Yeah.
So, in theory, you could shoot 90 with 54 putts, or you could shoot 100 with 40 putts or 36 putts. Like when you look at strokes gained, and it's very simple. It's about how far you hit it / how straight you hit it. If you can add, we look at our fittings, right? When a guy has speed, if there's no speed involved, it's a senior player. Like, not saying senior players shouldn't get fit for driver, but like, there's only so much you can get. There are senior players that come in, they're swinging at 70 miles an hour. Like, I want to hit it 240. I'm like, that's not physically possible. I'm sorry. But if someone's swinging at 100 miles an hour and they're hitting driver 220,
it's like
there's clearly something wrong there with the equipment.
Yeah.
So if you can get someone hitting it crooked, like slicing it 220 and hitting him, and like this is a large jump, but like saying they're swinging over 100 miles an hour,
you can
hitting 270 in play. I'm not even saying straight in play. Those 50 yards you gain them, plus like a little straighter dispersion, is going to gain them way more strokes than taking their putting from 36 to 35. So I think the expected answer would be putter. Now, it is still the second most important. So if I was getting fit for a bag over a long period of time, I would get fit for the driver first, putter second, irons third, wedges fourth.
I agree.
And the only reason I say wedges after irons, I'm not saying the short game is least important, but you need to know what wedges you need to carry. If you buy wedges first, you buy 52, 56, 60, and then you get a set of irons with 43-degree pitching wedge, you're buying wedges again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So just from a consumer standpoint, doesn't make sense. I'm not going to belabor that point. I think we already have gone way over the timeline on the first part, but I think it's a fun little note to be, if you're looking to improve your game the most through an equipment purchase, I would be taking a first to look at your driver and then your putter.
Yeah.
I'm not like crying about the timeline. Like, honestly, like that's why this podcast is fun, right? Like we can get lost. We can go down a rabbit hole or two. I think it's interesting for a good golfer though to look at their situation, right? I'm a prime example of that as somebody who got fit this year. I was telling Tommy before we got on the air that like just the fact of when I was playing blades the last couple of years and not getting to practice as much, I wasn't able to hit a knockdown shot.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't able to find that tiny little sweet spot on the blade anymore.
Right.
And that had everything to do with the fact that I just wasn't getting out and practicing as much. But getting fit and getting yourself in the correct situation for your game is so important. My game is going to be so much more diverse this year than it has been in quite some time.
Well, you're such a cool, when it comes to like the testimony for fitting, you're such a cool case because you weren't playing old clubs. You were actually playing new clubs.
Right.
But not fitted clubs.
Right.
Which is a big difference.
Yeah.
Your irons were what, 4 years old? Because you bought them, Emily bought them from me like right as I started.
Yep.
Yeah, well, it's 2020 because that's when I took over.
Yep.
And then you had a demo driver from us from 2022 or 2021, but regardless. So it's not like you were playing old equipment. You just weren't playing equipment that was suited. As much as it probably didn't maximize your performance over the last 3 years, you're going to be a better golfer for it now because you're going to go from somewhere where you had to be perfect to all of a sudden you don't have to be perfect, but you're used to having to be perfect. So
well, just think about when we're at Enjoy.
Yeah.
And the amount of shots I hit, and I go, oh, God.
Yeah, but I can't,
like right
I can't wait till there's actual turf interaction, though.
Yeah.
And, like, you catch one thin or a little heavy, and you're like, oh, it's going to be terrible. And then you catch the front of the green.
Right.
But I actually, the one caveat, maybe this is a personal thing, The only thing I would put above irons, and I'd say driver, putter, and then whatever you chip with. The club you primarily chip with.
Yeah.
So like for me, that's a 60 degree.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I should always use 60 degree, but it's the one I'm more likely going to pull out of the bag. Getting the right grind in that is definitely really important. And if that's your 56, if that's your pitching wedge, whatever, the club you use around the green the most should be third, and then go in irons and so on and so forth.
Right now it says we have 3 people watching. If you're watching, what club do you want to get fit for next?
Yeah, I'll be happy to answer any questions about the fitting process, or some of our favorite clubs. I mean, Aaron and I both do YouTube, so we've both done a lot of club reviews in the last 2 months.
I would even, going back to the best club to get fit for. I even had like a guy today. I fit a guy today. It was full bag, and you just kind of ask about their golf game, kind of see where they're losing strokes, what their misses are, stuff like that. And and this guy said that, but I mean, it happens in 75% of my full bag fittings where they say the irons are, definitely could be improved, but the driver is where I'm losing strokes. And perfect example, this guy, like his irons were definitely not right for him, but like he could have gotten away with them for probably a little bit longer.
He's probably losing a stroke here and there.
A stroke here and there, but then driver, I mean, it was
pretty remarkable.
It was spinning at 4,300, spinning a ton.
I had my head peeked in and out of the fitting. Mm-hmm. It was definitely short and right.
Short and right, and it wasn't a bad swing. That's the thing. If you're swinging, 15 degrees across it with a super open club face, like at a certain point, then it becomes, a swing thing. Yeah. But his swing wasn't bad. Yeah. We ended up getting him in a Mizuno STG with like a Tensei 1K black, I think. Mm-hmm. I don't want to nerd out on the
Regardless, stuff. He went from short right, maybe 220, to he was up to carrying it over 240.
Yeah, he was up to 285.
Because the spin was so low, it was like 270 total.
Yep, he got that spin under control. Mm-hmm. And
so, I mean, that's a perfect example. I mean, and he was definitely hitting it straighter, too.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
So, I mean, we're gaining anywhere from 40 to 50 yards and in play.
Yeah.
Just think about, even if they're both in play. Right?
Rally says my JR. So, I think he means 2 iron. No.
Yeah. So, well, I'll get into that then, because I hate 2 irons, unless you're Aaron Snyder.
Hey.
Whoa. No. I love my 2 irons.
No, but hear me out.
He says, my irons are 2 degree down, and the first time I hit them in the fitting, I couldn't believe how much better it instantly felt.
2 down, I assume he means 2 flat, which would make sense because he was coming from away from the inside. That may be something, Andrew, you were actually hitting it great against Ty, but if you start to see it leaking out to the left, it might be time to change lie angle because your swing has changed so dramatically. You were coming from the inside slinging it, and now all of a sudden you're trying to hit those cuts. 2 flat might not be the right thing for you anymore. If you start to see wavering shots, I would love to get you on a live board and see.
I don't know. You were 5 up at one point,
but
I brought it back. I only lost by 1.
To bring it back to what Aaron said with the fitting today, this is a very, very good example.
Perfect
of what I'm
example
talking about.
Like,
so let's say the average par 4 is 375 yards.
Yeah.
I feel like that's fair. Yeah. Like a non-drivable par 4 in the area, an overlook, a fox chase. You're playing the normal set of tees. You hit one 220 in play even. You have 150 yards in. That might be an 8 iron, a 7 iron. Some people will try to hit pitching wedge and come up short, but whatever they say, they hit 150. Let's say 8 or 7 iron. You start hitting at 270 down the middle, you now have 105 in.
Yeah.
That is a sand wedge, gap wedge.
Yep.
I mean, if I give you gap wedge on every hole and 7 iron on every hole, how much better are you going to score?
Absolutely. I agree 100%.
So, I mean, and even if you want to talk PGA Tour level, like you get a 500-yard par 5, a par 4, and you're hitting at 280 or 320. That is the difference between hitting 220 in, hitting 220 in and 180 in. That's the difference between a potential wood and a 7 iron.
Yeah, and for most amateur golfers that aren't, scratch or better, or not scratch or better, but just not great.
Damn, I just thought of something else.
Like a higher handicapper.
You know what they should get fit for before driver? Golf ball.
Yeah.
But
that
you kind of need to get fit for the other things before you get fit. Yeah. If you get fit for golf ball first, then get fit for everything else, the golf ball is going to be different. So we'll get that.
But with the number one goal for amateurs, and it sounds, I am an amateur. I'm going to put that out there. But and it sounds, it sounds like
for the average golfer.
Yeah, it sounds like, well, duh. the goal should be get to the green as fast as you possibly can, and driver helps you do that more than irons.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the main thing that I do too.
I think it's interesting. I also think, without any fitting knowledge, I am a TrackMan U graduate, but I think it's interesting to point out. I've had this conversation a couple times over the last couple of weeks, specifically with getting new irons and some new clubs in my bag. People are like, "Well, are you a good golfer?" And I think that's a topic for another day. But I want to point out that yes, I'm a very good golfer. Like, Tommy is an excellent golfer. Aaron is an excellent golfer. Understand that shooting in the 90s means you're a good golfer.
Yeah.
Okay,
Legitimately shooting in the 90s.
Make sure that you don't make
I think that's an important caveat. Legitimately shooting in the 90s.
Agreed. But make sure that you are not beating the crap out of yourself. If you're out there playing by the rules and shooting in the 90s, you are a good golfer if you're doing that. The game is really hard.
I've played with a lot of bad golfers who can shoot 95, 90, but actually shoot 95, 90. And I've played a lot of good golfers that shoot 85, who shoot 102.
Yeah.
And if I have a member guest, I'm taking the guy shooting legitimately 90, who I know can like scrap his way around, versus the guy who says he shoots 85 and then screws me in handicap.
Yeah.
Well, listen, it's a different game when all of a sudden the ball's got to touch the bottom of the cup.
Yeah. 100%.
Like, the game changes dramatically. Anyway, you got some literature on this next topic, so we can get through it?
Yeah.
All right, so our last putt of the day, I think we sank the first two. The first one was a long putt. The second one we got through pretty quick and gave you guys a bunch of knowledge on some fitting stuff. The third putt is, Aaron, I'm going to butcher it again. Go ahead.
Okay, so if we took the top golf performance brands in the world as far as clubs, and we took and there was a 4-man scramble between all of them at the same course, same conditions, same day. And it was a four-man scramble. Which brand would win, basically? So if you took the top 4 golfers.
The brands we have in play: Callaway, TaylorMade, Strixon, Ping, Cobra, Titleist. We didn't have enough guys from Mizuno. We actually didn't even think about it.
Maybe like PXG would have a couple guys.
PXG might have a few, but
They have like
I think that's
Wilson might have a handful. But these are the major brands.
Well, Gary's not with Wilson. Yeah.
So I don't even know who you go with that. But
so you want to rattle off who you have on each team?
Okay, so we'll keep it super simple. On Team Callaway, we have John Rahm, Xander Schauffele, Sam Burns, Terrell Hatton.
It's a good squad.
Terrell Hatton is now with Callaway because Legion 13 is all Callaway.
It's a good squad.
So no longer a Ping guy.
Yep.
Okay.
We're going to go ahead and probably say our favorites.
Yeah.
Team TaylorMade.
Yeah. Absolutely be the favorite.
Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, Colin Morikawa, Tommy Fleetwood.
It's tough to say that's not the favorite.
And again, it is a scramble. So keep that in mind. Team Strixon, low-key.
Top 3.
I'm waiting for somebody to watch this podcast this deep and get mad that we didn't put Tiger on Team TaylorMade.
Oh, no.
He's not.
We talked about that, but we're talking about best players right now, not all
Currently
players.
right now.
Because we also left Phil off of Callaway.
Well, hey, listen, and Tiger didn't play TaylorMade when he was the best player in the world.
Tiger also hasn't played 18 holes in a long time.
I don't want him on the team. I'm waiting for somebody that has.
Someone's going to say, these guys don't know shit. They left Tiger Woods off the team.
Anyway, sorry. Team Strixon. Go.
Underrated.
Team Strixon, very underrated. Hideki, Brooks Koepka, Shane Lowry, Keegan.
Like, that's a
Keegan
good
Bradley.
team, dude.
I know who the hell Keegan is.
Like,
I was forgetting
He's got the best mustache in the world.
I was blanking on his last name for a minute there.
Like, Hideki's a top 5 player in the world. Top 10.
Right
top
now.
10 player.
All right,
in the world.
okay.
Top 10 player in the world.
Let's keep going through the teams.
Keep going.
Team Ping, also very strong. Victor Hovland, Tony Finau, Sahith Theegala, Joaquin Niemann.
Yeah, it's a good team. And then Titleist.
No, we got Team Cobra.
I love
struggled
this team.
through Team Cobra.
I love this team.
Max Homa, Ricky Fowler, Gary Woodland, and either a combination of Kyle Berkshire or Ches Reavie.
in a scramble, you're taking Kyle
I'm just about to
Berkshire.
say, if we're playing a scramble,
You're taking
Kyle
Kyle
Berkshire
Berkshire.
is not a bad
they might be
pick.
the dark horse, honestly.
I mean, Max Homa is a great short iron and wedge
Other
player.
than the fact that he's been terrible lately. All right.
Now, Team Titleist, I have to give a caveat. If you go on the Titleist website and say who is a Titleist ambassador,
Well, yeah, you can't do that because of Pro
everyone
V1.
because everyone plays the Pro
yeah.
V1. So we made sure. I made sure we went with predominantly Titleist player,
club, like
clubs.
all clubs. Yep.
Ludwig Aubert, Wyndham Clark, Justin Thomas, who is a top 10 player in the world right now, believe it or not.
He's actually played well
playing
lately.
really well.
Patrick Cantlay.
Ludwig Aberg is going to be, he's not right now, but I think in the next 2 years is going to and this is my Scotty Scheffler call from a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I think Ludwig Aberg is going to end up being a top 5 player in the next 3 years.
Oh, 100.
I mean, that should happen this year. That's
I mean, if he
No,
can,
that's
but
not a
I mean-
hot take. I don't
But
feel
I
like.
mean, stay there.
Yeah. I mean,
if he can lock down
Okay.
his putting,
I have a hotter take than that. In the next 15 years, we will look back at this generation. Scotty Scheffler will be this generation's Tiger Woods. Ludwig Aberg will be this generation's Phil Mickelson, who would have been Tiger Woods
If it wasn't
for
for-
Tiger Woods.
They're too far apart in age.
Are they?
Yeah.
I mean, I know Ludwig is super,
But you know what I
super
mean,
young.
though. Like
I get it.
the
but
majority of their
think-
primes are going to overlap.
You think Scotty's going to block?
I think
Ludwig
Scotty's
from
gonna
winning
block
majors?
a lot of
Ludwig's
what.
25.
Yeah, and Scotty's like 28.
I think
Yes,
he's-
I don't think Scotty's 30 yet.
Scotty's
not
not
30 yet?
Scotty's 30
I'm
yet.
definitely
All right.
older than Scotty Scheffler.
Okay. All right.
So I think that
I don't
Ludwig-
hate that then. I thought
Ludwig-
there was a little bit more of a difference in age
I think
there.
Ludwig would be
he's
that
28.
next.
Scotty Scheffler's
Would,
28.
that Ludwig would be that next guy, except for this. There's this guy that plays golf that's named Scotty Scheffler, and he has God on his
What
side.
the heck
He
did
just hit a
that ball
sprinkler
just
head.
hit?
Sprinkler
head. Okay, I can get behind that.
Yeah.
I think
Because he will stomp you out and then read you a Bible verse and tuck you into bed.
And with Ted Scott right behind him.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Ted Scott's giving sermons on Sundays.
hey, listen,
Wow.
there is nobody in this room right now who believed in Scotty Scheffler more a couple years ago.
That's true.
I've heard that. Yeah.
That is true.
So-
There's video
so-
evidence of it too.
So I think
I throw it up there too.
I think my top 3 would be teams wise would be TaylorMade would win. I think Titleist would get second, and then I think Strixon would get third. But I want to.
Can you reread the Callaway team to me?
Rahm, Xander, Burns, Hatton.
No, Callaway is second.
second?
I would say
I take
TaylorMade,
Titleist over
Callaway.
Callaway. I take Titleist over Callaway.
And then Cobra because Kyle Berkshire.
That's what I'm
said
saying.
bomb.
Cobra. If Kyle Berkshire's in play
You
off the
can,
tee,
you can tell that Ty's had 1 or 2 beers.
if he's in play off the tee, they have 100 yard, not 100, but they have 80 yards less than everybody else. Well, I guess Rory's pretty long, I guess.
Now, you still watching? Who do you like in this? Come on. Come on, Mr. Titleist.
I'm going to go in a totally different direction than both of you.
There's no surprise there, Tommy.
Are you not going to have TaylorMade winning? TaylorMade wins.
We're talking about a scramble, right?
Yeah.
Before we go any further, we're not talking about 4-ball. We're talking about
No,
scramble.
we're talking about scramble.
So TaylorMade has
Rory off
Scotty,
the tee.
Rory, who else?
Scotty,
Colin
Rory,
Morikawa
Colin, Fleetwood.
And Tommy Fleetwood. Tommy Fleetwood's not.
Little weak link
Yeah,
there.
obviously. Yeah.
The only guy they have that is a clutch putter in that entire group is Scotty.
He's not even that good a putter.
So I don't know that TaylorMade wins a scramble.
The thing is, I think you give 4 tour players 4 looks at a putt.
But we're not playing it that way. It's a scramble.
Yeah,
I know. I just mean, I think any of the players in this situation, but if there's one guy who's extremely clutch as a putter, trying to think the teams again.
You got
Xander's
Cal-
a putter.
I like Callaway's team more than you guys, apparently. Maybe that's because I'm playing AI 200s all this.
I mean, there's definitely.
I mean,
some
that's why I
Rambo
think
too.
Strixon's third, because I play the X7s. I mean, I love Hideki. I love Shane
All right,
Lowry.
Tommy, you said you were going a different direction. Let's hear it.
Third place, I have TaylorMade.
Okay.
And I wasn't going to say that, but Ty convinced me because I don't think they have the best putter. I don't know how important in a scramble that is.
I don't think it's that
probably
important.
one of the 4 of them makes a putt.
Andrew says, my gut was the same as Aaron's, but I agree with the Kyle Berkshire take.
I'm going to say third is TaylorMade.
Okay.
Second is Callaway.
Okay.
And I think Ping wins.
Who's on the ping team
It's
again?
Sahith.
Tony Finau, when he wants
playing-
to bomb it,
who's
can
playing
bomb
well?
it. No,
Victor
but
Hovland's not playing that well
okay.
at all.
He just won a FedEx Cup 2 years ago. Let's calm down.
Yeah, but
That was less than
All right.
14
So we have
months ago.
Sahith, we have Kyle.
No, but
or we
think about Tony Finau though as a scramble player. He
I
hovers
guess.
at 182. When he wants to, he's like 195 ball speed.
yeah.
He can bomb it and he can putt.
Listen, I love
You are
Sahith.
so ping sucking off the last couple of
Listen,
years.
I've said this. Sahith is my favorite PGA Tour golfer.
I know,
Like
you
I
said it
love,
on
like
this
I
podcast. You
love
have said it on
Sahith.
this podcast.
But think about, you ever watch Bogey Bros, the wedgie guy?
Yes.
I don't think so.
It's the two friends that they just do things, but he's the wedgie guy in a
just do
scramble.
things.
Like Sahith is the wedgie guy. He's just like, hey, we all duffed our chip. Can you chip this in real quick? Yeah, done. Sahith's got that. Then you got Joaquin Neiman is a
Joaquin
all-around
Neiman's-
great player.
Yeah, he's an all-around really good player.
I am out on Joaquin.
He lost
I
to
was-
Rick Shields.
I was way in on Joaquin a couple years back.
He
when
just
we were-
won last week.
I get it. I understand. I don't.
Who's he with? That's who I want.
Rye?
Yeah.
He takes
think
the
he's
gloves
something
off to
else.
chip, thank God.
We'll probably puts him back on the putt.
I don't know. Joaquin, and I'm also guilty that I don't watch a ton of live golf. He has not been good in majors, and that's what I've been watching.
That's kind of why John and Callaway.
But then,
That might be
okay,
why
and then
Callaway
I'm
might
going
not
to
be up
say
there for me.
Victor. But Victor and Neiman, we can both agree, Victor's a weaker putter, but are both very well-rounded players.
All right, let's change the perspective.
4-ball.
No,
Kyle
no.
Berkshire.
We are staying scramble.
Yeah.
Okay.
Top prize is $1 billion to split between the.
Oh,
That changes things.
that does change things. Wait, go through the teams again.
yeah, we got to go back here.
And
Okay.
TaylorMade wins because Scotty Scheffler doesn't miss anything.
Callaway. Rahm, Xander, Burns, Hatton.
I'm just trying to think of like who are some
TaylorMade.
dogs.
Scotty, Rory, Colin Morikawa, Fleetwood. Shrixon, Hideki, Brooks. Hideki, Brooks, Lowry.
Oh, Brooks. Damn, Brooks for a Billy?
I mean, that
For a
changes
Brooks for a
everything.
Billy?
We got a Billy on the line?
We went from a scramble to like, we're playing for
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
So,
There's a Billy on the
like,
line.
That turns him
Brooks
on.
is
Like,
he's in majors.
I mean,
right?
that guy's winning live events like it's
Yeah.
his job because he might have got 300 mil, but he wants that extra 4 every time.
Yeah.
Here's my
Um,
thing. Is
Wait,
that
wait. Ping, Victor, Finau, Thigala, Neiman.
They're
That
done.
team's not
They're
winning.
out.
does
That team's
not
not
sound as
winning.
good.
They're
right
out.
now.
Winning.
None of
Yeah,
them
team's
have
not
won a major.
Yeah, they're
So,
out.
yeah.
here's
Homa, Fowler, Woodland, Berkshire,
That's out.
absolutely out.
absolutely out.
Berkshire plays
Aubert,
out.
Wyndham, JT, Cantlay. Only
Aubert.
2 of them have won majors, but Aubert also got second in the Masters.
JT's a dog, man.
Oh, he's gone. He's past his prime.
So my thing, here's why I don't think TaylorMade
can't
wins. I think Scotty cares. Scotty's in it for the love of the game. He wants to win because he wants to win big tournaments. He doesn't care about the money.
You really flipped this on its head. Like I don't even have Ping in the top 3 anymore.
No.
When it was just like a scramble at Fox Chase, I was like, yeah, he's got the wedgie guy, but like I don't want the wedgie guy in a $1 million scramble.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I mean, Brooks Koepka's a dog.
It's
like
Yeah,
going
that
against
really-
Shrixon and
you got
Billy.
Brooks Koepka and a Hideki, who's just a robot.
Hideki's probably one of
Sam
the top
Lowry
5
won a
ball
fucking
strikers on
Open.
tour. Yeah.
Well, not just no, I didn't even get to him.
Yeah,
yet.
I know.
But like, I mean, think about it. Like
And
Brooks is
Keegan's
gonna knock
Captain,
down
Captain America.
and
Yeah.
Keegan's just gonna walk down there and be like,
Fuck.
"Follow me, boys," with my mustache.
They got
And he
leaders.
has-
They got
and he has the
leadership.
most outrageous major win of all time in that PGA. So
They have leadership in
man.
Keegan. They have.
I think I go Shrixon, Callaway, TaylorMade.
I think Xander's a sleeper in the billion.
I mean, Rahm and Xander together.
Xander is
Yeah.
a cold,
Xander's cold, man.
blooded
Like
dude.
if
yeah.
even if you
I
watch
was
him,
about to drop an MF there.
if you
like,
watch
Yeah.
him in like the Bob Does Sports, you can tell Xander he
He's
does not
hilarious.
want to lose.
dude,
Yeah.
he
but
does
that was,
not want to lose.
That is my favorite Bob Does Sports ever because he talks so
Okay,
much smack.
yeah,
it was
okay.
awesome.
I am going to put Callaway over Shrixon.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
I think both, because I think you got like Xander's proven he's a cold dude.
Yep.
Won
Yeah.
2
John-
majors
John
last
is
year,
too.
John
which
Rahm
matches
is-
Brooks, right? Which matches Brooks. But if I'm saying who's better right now, Xander Schauffele's better than Brooks.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
I
then
don't-
you've got Rahm.
Clubfoot Rahm is going to beat anybody that tells
Rahm
him he
is going to.
clubfoot.
Rahm has as many majors and is as more clutch than Hideki, Lowry, or Keegan.
You love that.
I
you
did
like
like
that.
that.
Yeah.
Right? Like we're taking Rahm over Hideki, Lowry, or Keegan.
Who
right?
else is on Callaway? It's Sam Burns.
And yeah, Sam Burns. That's a drop off, but Hatton's a dog too.
Hatton's a dog.
Hatton is.
It's going to be a Xander
no.
Rahm show. It's going to be a Xander Rahm show.
Yeah, it's got to be because Hatton's going to implode, especially with a Billy on the line.
No.
Hatton's going to stick his club into the
Dude,
ground and drop
no.
an F-bomb and scream.
Dude,
like
he's like Fleetwood. You know how many DP World Tour wins he has? Like big DP World Tour wins.
Don't care. No offense, don't
just
care.
listen to what you just said.
I know, but like,
How many big DP World Tour?
I will tell you this. I'll tell you
There's
this.
still big wins.
and
not-
live events.
If there's money or anything big important on the line, I'm not taking a team that doesn't have Brooks Koepka on it. I'm
I
not.
just think that- I think-
I'm not.
I just
Koepka's
think-
that guy. Man.
Like
Yeah,
he is that dude. He's that dude.
But he's not like Scotty though. Like he's not like he's never gone out and shot like 61, 61, 61 to win a major.
do you remember Bethpage?
He just out grinds people. We're talking about a scramble here. His game doesn't match up with winning a scramble for a Billy. Yeah, if you want to go play, I don't know.
Yeah, him
The
one-on-one.
hardest
Aaron
golf
Hills.
course.
Aaron Hills.
Yeah, him one-on-one against somebody for a Billy. I'm taking him.
taking
Yeah.
him.
All right. Well, okay. Let's go one step further.
Okay.
It's a Billy, and it's at
A U.S. Open
Aliens
venue.
pointed at Earth. I want to.
A U.S. Open venue.
what U.S.
In
Open
condition.
Torrey Pines. Not Torrey Pines.
No.
venue? No, I don't want to hear Matt talk about
Yeah.
Torrey Pines. I don't want to say Bethpage because that's where the Ryder Cup. That's going to be a very tough shot out of that bunker.
Yeah,
He's
Bethpage is
got
a
enough
great.
room.
Bethpage is a great.
Bethpage is a great venue. Whistling Straits.
Oakmont. Oh, okay.
What's at Oakmont this year? So Oakmont.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oakmont.
I still think.
I
I
still think
don't
it's
think.
Callaway.
Yeah.
I think.
Wait, it's still scramble?
Yes, it's still scramble, but I still think the combination of Xander and Rahm is still
That's really good.
more than Xander or than as much of a badass as Brooks is. Like the sheer firepower of Xander and Rahm is enough to overcome that.
For me, it's between those. It's a 2-dog race. It's
And like
Callaway
let's
Srixon.
be real. I love Keegan Bradley. He's a major winner. He's about to lead us to a Ryder Cup. He is not the Ryder Cup captain if there's
if
no
they
full
don't-
swing.
Yeah.
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 No, but that was post getting. Yeah, I agree. The mustache,
Dude,
but
the mustache.
It's
is
awesome.
it is fuego.
We
but-
threw up an image of him in the last
Yeah.
podcast because.
But if full swing's not a thing,
And it's going
he's
up
not
again
the
and
Ryder
again.
Cup captain.
Can that be the weekly thing? Keegan Bradley's
Keegan
mustache?
Bradley's mustache goes on every
some
podcast.
point. But my thing with the reason I take Srixon over Callaway, and I agree that it's one of those two that's going to win.
Because
but-
you're a staff ambassador.
Well, okay, but
Are you?
I think that with Callaway, it's two people, and then it's a considerable drop off with Sam Burns and who's the last guy on Callaway?
Hatton.
Patton, yeah.
Hatton's a bad motherfucker.
But then you go Srixon, and you got Brooks.
We made
who's-
it 2 episodes
Yeah.
without the F-bomb.
I've dropped it at least 3 times. But you had to know that was going to happen. You knew that was going to
We
happen.
did. No.
Brooks for Srixon is gonna be the leader for them. But then they have Hideki, who's one of the top ball strikers on planet Earth. Like that dude in
Hideki can't putt at all.
He can go first. He can be the first putter.
That's
and
actually,
then,
yeah.
And then
Wait,
third, you got Shane
Does
Lowry.
Hideki have his fastback from when he won that WGC and shot 61 the final day? Because that's different. If he has that, I'm in on it.
I
But
want Hideki
as
just
long
to
as-
have his
For
cast.
Billy, he's got that.
Yeah.
As long as
Yeah.
no, he doesn't. He's probably got some center shafted blade that he can't putt
Some
with.
center shafted Scotty
Yeah.
that Scotty didn't want to make for. But I think you have 4 top-notch golfers because Shane Lowry is, I think, underrated in the entire golf, like the spectrum of best
Yeah,
golfers.
if we're playing an Open Championship, I'm taking Shane Lowry. I'm not taking him in a U.S. Open.
I think those 4 combined beat the 2 from Callaway. And I'm not saying Sam Burns and Terrell Hatton won't contribute at all, but I think it's going to be a team effort from Srixon.
Let's look at this from the ground up. Your worst player on Callaway is Tyrrell Hatton.
No.
No.
On Ping. Or,
No,
Yeah,
Callaway.
on
He's
Callaway.
with Callaway now.
Oh,
It's
that's
confusing.
right.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah,
confusing.
yeah.
Your worst player on Callaway is Tyrrell Hatton. Your worst player on Srixon is Keegan Bradley. That goes to Callaway. If you're going head to head.
He's not wrong.
Okay. Then you got Sam Burns versus Shane Lowry.
Shane Lowry.
I'm taking Lowry.
I'm taking Lowry all day.
Okay. Hideki versus Rom.
Rom.
And for the Billy, I'm taking Rom.
And then Xander versus Brooks.
Taking Brooks.
Yeah.
But by
taking
how
Brooks.
much?
I'm taking not by that much.
Yeah.
I'm also not taking Rom by that much over
But
Hideki.
for me-
I'm taking Shane a lot
For me,
over
it's
Sam Burns.
Hatton over Keegan by a lot.
And if
And it's Rom over Hideki by a lot.
if
Okay.
I'm betting on this event,
Yeah.
I'm betting on Brooks.
because of the odds, I'm betting on Cobra.
But they're gonna be plus. They're gonna be plus.
I mean, yeah, if you're trying to, you want
plus
value.
10,000.
$1
Well,
on
no,
Cobra for.
Let's just get Wilson involved at that point.
Yeah.
Ben Kruper's their only guy.
Let's get Tacoma. Brian Burns and Grant Horvath.
You get Keith Mitchell.
I don't like
And
to, I don't like
Luke
to donate
Donald.
money. I don't make donations.
Tacoma's
so
got what?
All right.
Brian Burns.
I
Grant
mean, I'd
Horvath,
rather
and-
take
and
Tacoma over Wilson.
Luke Quan, Brian Burns, Grant Horvath.
I mean, that's not.
Dude, that's not a
That's
terrible
not a bad
group.
team.
It's not a bad
Like,
team.
we're talking about a scramble here. Like weirder things
Yeah.
have happened. Yeah.
What was that?
Maybe not for a
Not-
Billy.
They got the
Yeah,
Ken.
Oh
not
no,
for a
no.
Billy.
Although if we're playing for a Billy, I want Rick Shields. He was taking home those skins like crazy.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if we're playing for a Billy,
Yeah.
you call Phil up.
Yeah.
You get Phil in
That's
there.
a lot of gambling.
Well, that you know
Phil.
what? You changed the whole thing because now it's not like I'm not looking at the world rankings. I'm like, who's gonna fucking play for that dough, man?
Yeah, man.
Like,
You got that? You
So
make that
who's
Billy
got-
an
like, I'm
option.
just
Terrell,
like-
Terrell gets taken off for Phil. I
I
might
mean-
take Callaway.
God, no. Who does Bernhard Langer play for? Like that's what I want to know.
Torres.
Yo, I might just take Torres. Yeah, yo.
Oh, tell John Daly there's a Billy on the line, and all of a sudden he goes and
Oh,
works
God.
out for the first
Yeah.
time in 40 years.
I mean,
All right.
tell Tiger.
We have absolutely made all three of these putts. I want to thank Tommy from Pull the Pin for being
Thank you
here.
for having
Great to
us.
have you.
Yep.
I want to thank Aaron from Pull the Pin and from
That
Enjoy,
was
as
a good
I
one.
forgot the last time. Hopefully we'll be back next week. Comment, subscribe, share. Let us know what you guys want to hear. We'll throw a couple of topics out there that we get in messages. Check out our Instagrams. I'm at By the Book or Bucket Hats and Birdies. Tommy,
Pull the Pin
Lank,
AKS Golf.
AKS Golf. We'll see you again next week. Thank you all for being here.